Let's try Spindrift and Embedded. Actually, I may have already beaten it with Embedded, so that may not work. No, I didn't. Okay, we'll give that a shot. So that's going to be fires bullets in a spread and fires through enemies. Our revival has improved efficacy now, and we have a 5th special slot. We've got the pieces for radiation beam right off the bat. Crit chance. All right, I like our chances. How hard is the last level going to be, though? Although the difficulty scaling hasn't necessarily been linear in this one, this whole game. So do I like Radiation Beam or do I like Holy Beam? I think I like Radiation Beam. We've got ingredients for vampire lasers, holy beam, radiation beam, all kinds of cool pieces right off the bat. This is so crazy playing with the 5th special slot now. Let's do Earthquake. What a game changer. Like, not just having a 5th ball for the sake of having more ways to deal damage, but we can carry more pieces to more recipes along with us on a run. This level is manageable. I was just trying some really stupid character combinations earlier. I'll probably just reroll and see if we can't hit a better passive. I mean, I suppose this is the tricky part of having the extra slot now, is that we're going to hit a lot more of those for our upgrades instead of choices. Let's get that vertical laser. This is feeling good, though. We haven't been able to stay near the top of the screen in any other try. Between the spread this guy offers and the fact that the bullets fly through everybody, we're able to just hit the entire field at once. And the lasers are doubling down on that concept. All right, we definitely want radiation beam. I think the way it multiplies DPS is almost necessary for this level. All right, now we can get the ingredients for Holy Laser again. This build is really cooking. Definitely magic staff. That just increases the damage of everything we're already doing. Yeah, I just take that as a vision. All right, now they're starting to toughen up a bit, but we have answers. Suppose get our vertical laser up to 2. Definitely want to go for Holy Laser, because I think the combination of Holy Laser with Radiation Beam is really going to pop off. Especially if we can get either of those combined with Clone or Cell. Crazy, nothing to shoot at. We are a little weak against single target DPS though. Not having as many bounces with our balls being ethereal is a little bit of a problem with this guy. Okay, not too bad. Don't want to fuse yet. Our balls are already ethereal, although 25% bonus damage is pretty good. Yeah, probably take that. I'll get the staff up to level 3. After I beat the game, before I review it, I also need to just do a little bit more experimentation and make sure that I get all of the combos unlocked. I think I'll probably have my review for this up on my YouTube next week, hopefully. I'll just upgrade the cloak, I suppose. That YouTube is linked in my Twitch bio if you're watching this live right now. If you're watching this on YouTube, you already know where my YouTube is. Starting to get some exciting growth on the channel though. Very early days still, but we're getting watch hours, we're getting subscribers. So I think that we're gonna get where we want to get to, which is extremely exciting. Suppose pressure valve. If nothing else, is really satisfying having the enemies explode when they die. Alright, let's get this guy. Alright, there we go. Now we can get our Holy Laser, Radiation Laser combo. I've wanted to do this, but I've never had the right power-ups hit for it. I don't know that I want poison or light. Probably not. Got a free reroll still. Okay, here's Cell. God, if we can find a second cell and fuse cells onto both of our lasers. This is quite silly though, and really satisfying from a sensory perspective. Okay. Upgrade cell for sure. We might even be able to make it happen with this reactor if we can get a few more crystals here. It's gonna be close. Okay, we need that to hit cell. And there we go. Oh, overgrowth though. Overgrowth is really good DPS. I wanted to use cell on the lasers to multiply our lasers, but overgrowth is such good DPS. Maybe we can get another cell and pair that on our lasers, right? Our balls are all stuck. This is not good. At least they're damaging the boss from time to time. All of our balls are just stuck up there. That's awful. I don't even know how that happens. And the lasers save the day. I think it's too late, but... Oh, nope. Damn. That was a really good run, and we just got into a really unlucky situation there with the balls getting stuck in the back. Our lasers all stopped firing. Laser balls don't usually get stuck in the back, so that's frustrating. Alright, that combo did seem more than feasible, though. That was Itchy Finger and Embedded. Alright, let's just try to not get ourselves into trouble like that this time. Starting to doubt my ambitions of finishing this game tonight, unfortunately. I'll take iron. And Reacher's Spear. I just would like to get this clear and at least see the last level. You know, maybe it only needs me to beat it once, and maybe we can do it on one go. I guess that's always the danger with this guy whose balls go through everyone, is that if he doesn't kill everybody, then we're just get our balls stuck like happened last time. I love how much this game makes you say balls. Talking about baby balls, getting balls stuck. We recently unlocked more balls. Balls go through enemies. Deal 20% damage when hitting from the side. That sounds pretty good. Our balls already go through enemies, but 20% extra from the side might prove helpful. This level does end up being too much of a wall. I can always just go back to grinding and make sure that I really beat every level with every character and power up all the statues, but Hopefully I won't have to do all of that nonsense. Reroll. Alright, freeze seems very helpful. Is this even the same combo I was using last run, or was I using Spindrift last run? No, this is the combo I've been going with. Alright, Radiant Feather so that we can hopefully get wings. Wings is such a crazy evolution. The way I read that one with like extra 40% to ball speed is basically just extra 40% to everything that you're trying to do. I suppose we just take wind just because that gives us so many different synergy possibilities. If I can get through this level, I'll have enough gears to unlock the last level. If I don't get it this time, I'm just gonna roll the dice and throw the character that plays itself at it and see if he can't get through. It'll be really silly if the AI can beat it and I can't, but it's getting late and I want to see if he can do it if I can't. Alright, evolution, bomb. Explodes when hitting an enemy, dealing damage to nearby enemies. We'll give it a shot. It's not my favorite by any means. Our balls are already spending a lot of time stuck up top, so that's not giving me a whole lot of faith for that not being the situation for the second mini-boss. Upgrading freeze is definitely the move here. This first one is manageable, and anytime I've gotten past the second mini-boss, I have ultimately finished off the level. That second mini-boss here is sure is tough. This guy should pretty well just be able to park here and wait for him to pop. Yeah, he's starting to crack, so he's getting close. All of our good balls are stuck at the top of the screen. Okay. I think that's about exactly the point we killed him last time, as he hit us once. Dynamite might be helpful here, because that can help get our balls out of back rows if the dynamite pops off in the back rows. Do I want to fuse any of these together? Probably not, so we'll take our fission. This run really has no synergy in our build. We're just throwing a bunch of DPS at the wall, but laser should help us with field clear. Where'd our lasers go? Is that ball just stuck up at the top of the screen? It must be. Or, oh, that enemy steals our balls? Okay. I understand that mechanic now. That's actually really neat. I hadn't noticed that happening before. Upgrade our lasers. Vertical lasers can also help clear our balls when they get stuck in the back. Of course, if these assholes steals them, that doesn't help. Alright, there's laser ball back. I'll upgrade wind. I think that puts us into an evolution option. Two different ones. We want noxious or do we want blizzard? Probably blizzard. Approaching the problem point. Probably don't want ghost. I'll take more lasers. Okay, keeping the screen clear, approaching the boss, that might be helpful. I keep my aim low so they go through him as many times as possible before they inevitably get stuck. Those are just not big damage numbers popping off on him. That's better. Vertical laser. It's going a little bit better. Okay, he's starting to crack. That makes me feel better. Little enemies. And he stole my laser ball. Okay, but he gave it back. Laser. He needs to go, but we also need to make sure we get the little guys. Okay, cool. I can live with that. Interesting. Poison times bomb, which is already evolved, makes a new evolution. So this I have not figured out yet is a second stage evolution, although I had my suspicions that they were there. Achievement unlocked, nuclear bomb, create a nuclear bomb. Explodes when hitting an enemy, dealing 505 to 842 damage to nearby enemies, implying 1 stack of radiation to everyone present indefinitely. Maximum 5 stacks. Okay, so this is like combining radiation beam with the bomb. Sounds very good indeed. Oh, that's neat. Let's re-roll. I guess just upgrade the bomb. I'd like to get like another laser going. That nuclear bomb effect is great. You would want the secret skills to have a satisfying look, and it does. Cell is too good. I think the smarter play there would have been to upgrade our laser so that we could use this fission reactor to make holy laser. So I don't think we're gonna get another level here. No, so we just gotta take that as is. We can fuse the nuclear bomb. I would have figured that was the last step of it. So we can do a laser nuclear bomb. Now, will this make nuclear explosions across the entire vertical row? It just inflicts the radiation effect, but still. Yeah, I shouldn't have taken that cell because there wasn't enough time to level it up and fuse it like I would have liked. On its own, it's not helping us much. But we seem to be in pretty good shape. More lasers. Never mad about more lasers. Alright, so nuclear bomb was just making the bomb and then adding poison, right? Yeah, that seems to be the recipe. Coming up on the boss. Of course, these mobs here are just absolutely tanky on the health, taking nuclear bombs to the face. I think horizontal lasers to play here. I know one of these enemies had to have been healing him last time, so I want to try and keep these mobs more under control this time so that the boss doesn't heal himself. So slow. Boss is spending all of his time in the air where we can't hit him. Okay. I guess we're gonna do like 10% of his damage every time he lands. Strengthen the vertical laser. I don't think these enemies here with the boss can drop fission reactors, although that would be cool. Nope. Enemies falling on our head, awesome. Alright, he's about halfway health now. Again, I apologize. I know my picture is right over top of the enemy's health bar, but there's not a great place to put picture in this game. Pretty much is going to obscure something anywhere. He's under half health now. I'll call out when he's at about quarter. Upgrade our cell. Probably about a third of his health bar left. Yeah, it had to have been one of the other mobs that was healing him last time because he hasn't done it at all this fight. We've been keeping the field more clear. Although if he would land, I would sure appreciate it. Alright, he's about quarter health now, maybe a little less. Finally hit max upgrade for everything. We've still got our revive left, so I don't think there's much that's gonna stop us. Alright, his health bar is about empty. There he goes. Alright, that should get us through to the last level. Alright, return to base. Absolutely, I would like to upgrade the lift. So this should be the last level of the game now. The Vast Void. We'll give that a shot. Do I have enough gold to upgrade? I do. So let's go ahead and upgrade our strength scaling to A. Get this guy out of the way. Imagine he's going to take a lot of hits, so we'll put that at a sharp angle. Okay, so now only our intelligence is not to S. And I'll go with my trusty combo of, actually it used to be Itchy Finger and Sisyphus, but lately embedded in Sisyphus has proven to be a little bit better. Continue, and the Vast Void. 7 undiscovered blueprints, but it's not telling us anything about needing to beat it more than once, so maybe we can do it. Alright, last level. What is it going to look like? Outer space. Awesome. Cell gives us the ingredients for overgrowth right off the bat. Probably just skip this. It's wild that we went down to get to outer space, though. How is outer space at the bottom of Ball Pit? Are they going to explain that to us? It doesn't matter if they do or not, but the last level needs to be outer space. Notice how these enemies are entirely different too now. Like, they're not in the little blocks, they're outside of them, and they're shaped different. Oh, let's add some lightning to the mix. Oh, that seems like a good start for our skills. They all synergize with each other. Let's speed things up. Ah. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Yeah, I'm gonna slow it back down. I was moving a little bit faster than I could think right now. Cursed elixir. When a poison enemy dies, 10% chance for them to come back as a zombie. Yeah, let's do that. The zombies actually do some pretty good work. Ow. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that little floor hazard just warps us across the stage. Kind of makes sense that we're in outer space for the last level thematically, just from the sense that like one of the touchstones for this game is clearly Space Invaders, right? Oh, these guys do some pretty good damage when they get down here. All right, evolution. No, I don't want swamp. Oh, hold on a second. My dog sat on my remote and there's something up on the TV. No, I would not like to change input. Okay. Balls go through allies and heal them for 2 health. What are allies, though? Sure, we'll see what that means. Oh, this is tricky, though. These guys all have a lot of health. And them not being stacked up on each other means that they don't pass off their area of effect damages to each other as much. Alright, so we'll take our revive. Ow. None of those passives help us. I think we probably shouldn't use the character whose balls passes through people. Well, it's good. It's just getting trapped in back, and that's bad. All right, overgrowth again. That's one of the best DPS skills that I have come across. So overgrowth is here, and I'm never mad about that one. Charm I have not messed around with much yet, but the final level is not the time to do it. So we'll take the laser, especially since we have the ingredients for radiation beam. Alright, mini boss number 1, last level. Just entirely too much health on these enemies. So we're fighting an alien. If we hadn't already popped our revive, we might be alright, but... Oh. Nope, so we're not going to one-shot the last level. This does seem manageable, though, if we get the right combo out here. Alright, so that's all she wrote on attempt number 1 at the last level. But we have made it to the last level. It's the first step to beating the game, right? Okay, so I don't think I can build anything, but I can do a quick harvest. Alright, so let's go with the combo of maybe Itchy Finger, just because I have him leveled up really high, and Spendthrift, because he is pretty damn good. Got 1 or 2 tries in me to do this, but then I do gotta call it a night, because I do gotta be at work at 8 in the morning, which is like 6.5 hours from now. Laser is probably the right move here. And Magic Staff, absolutely. Alright, yeah, having balls actually bounce around is going to help us here, as opposed to just flying through people. That can be really good, but it just wasn't last time, so... I'll take the feather for sure. This game has been extremely fun and extremely compelling the whole way through, though. Every time that it starts to get a little bit stale, they throw some new wrinkle in there. Either a character with a new mechanic that is really cool, or you finally get to the next level, or a lot of the unlocks have actually been really neat and surprising. This is not your average everyday roguelike, that's for sure. They're really giving you a ton of content here, and it's all good content, and it's all rewarding content. Alright, this does seem to be going possibly a little bit better with this character. Alright, Fission has 5, that's awesome. We'll add some lightning to the mix. We can already fuse. I don't want to do that fusion though. Actually, that probably is ultimately what I want to do to get rid of the vampire. Vampire is not really my favorite skill in the world at all, or many of the things it combos into. But that's what Spendthrift starts with, and he is one of my favorite characters, so I generally just like fuse it off to something that's at least somewhat useful and call it good. Probably we'll just fuse Swamp and Laser together. Or not Swamp, Cell. Swamp Laser I actually do not love. I don't think that's a great combo. These guys can sponge up some damage. Jesus. Alright, we'll take a freeze. Slowing things down seems helpful. And I would like to try and level up before I grab that fusion reactor. Oh, damn. That floor hazard just sucked us right up there. Of course, it threw me exactly on the fission reactor that I was not trying to take yet. Oh well, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. So there's 3rd level of laser, which I want to fuse with cell. Cell lasers are absolutely stupid. They just burst into more lasers. But when you fuse it with a normal laser, it just makes the radiation. Damn. So freeze ray or radiation beam is the question, I guess. Both are really good. think radiation beam probably, just because that amplifies everything else. But I know you can fuse cell to radiation beam, and that goes crazy. What is that gonna do? Charm plus shock? I don't remember, but... doing all right on the last level. That's the time to experiment, right? Each time a ball hits a wall, it deals 30 extra damage on next hit. Yes, please. Alright, starting to see some damage on him. Surely he cracks soon, right? Warhorn, no. Actually, yeah, that's probably helpful. Okay, got him. Gain +1 bonus strength can be upgraded infinitely. Oh, wow. So this game is like, if you can't beat it, it will give you the opportunity to just grind it out until you deal enough damage to beat it. I guess let's upgrade the radiation beam. We're doing surprisingly all right here this time, though. I guess we should start upgrading the ingredients to whatever the evolution is here. I don't even think I'm the one that fused Charm and Shock together for the first time. I think I was using the character that plays itself and it did that, so I don't even know what that's gonna make. Starting to get a little spicy. Oop. That's so disorienting. I mean, it's meant to be, but it does its job. We'll upgrade the shock. Ooh. Yeah, we just gotta take that as a fission. So I don't think we want to fuse the freeze to our radiation beam. Actually, that sounds really smart. That should just increase the number of enemies we're freezing. Oh, that's a big load of enemies. Alright, here, if we're careful, we might be able to get enough levels to make that fusion reactor be our next evolution. Oops. Ow. I'll try and get enough gems to gain one more level before it goes off the screen. Nah, we just gotta grab it. Alright, this music's starting to jam. Those guys are gonna get us, that's fine. Just need to focus on the big asshole. Let's get some more lasers going. Oh, he's starting to crack already, awesome. Another boss up behind him though, kind of looks like it. A lot going on here. Alright, that hits our charm, and now we can see what that evolution is all about. Inflicts Love Struck on hit enemies for 20 seconds. Love Struck units have a 50% chance of healing you from high health when they attack. I mean, it's gonna make us take less damage, I guess. Alright, starting to get really sketchy now. Don't think bleed is what I want for our last slot there. Starting to be a lot of projectiles and shit on the screen. Ow. Of course, it doesn't help if I run right into the same enemy 3 times in a row. Not at all, huh? Still got our revive left, but I would prefer not to pop it right now. Okay, yeah, let's throw some poison so we can get some radiation beam going. Let's go ahead and hit that as a fission. Alright, so now if we can get one more fusion reactor, we can make radiation beam. Like that health, please. But not if you're gonna keep shooting me in the face when I try and get it. Go back down here and get the bottom guys. It's starting to make me sweat a little. Alright, here's radiation beam. Now everything should pop off a little better. This might be the spot we have to use our revive. Yeah. Radiation. Ow. Somehow still hanging on. I'm not tripping, we haven't used our revive, right? Alright, here we go. This is the boss, possibly of the game. I think lightning is the ticket here. Well, that's a lot of projectiles. The name of this boss is the Moon. We are slowly damaging him. There's some health up there, but I don't think there's any chance I can go up and snag it. Our balls are starting to get really stuck. Okay, so I see. You just need like the most DPS in the world to handle the field against this guy. Let's improve our radiation beam. Health, please. Yes. It's just hard to even see everything going on. Health, please. Thank you. Lightning is all we have. More health. Thank you. Ah. Some of these enemies are kind of tough to see against this background. Minor nitpick. This is fine. The spectacle here is worth it. Fighting the moon in outer space at the bottom of the ball pit. Alright, about halfway through him. I'm just letting the balls randomly damage him. I can't even think about anything but just dodging. Alright, he's at half health. Again, I know my picture is blocking his health bar, so I'll kind of narrate the health bar a bit once it drops down below that bit. Oof, these guys are gonna get us. Yeah, that's fine. Unless I'm tripping, I think I still have my revive left, so we're not in too bad a shape. The rate he is taking damage is extremely slow, though. He must have insane HP. This is tricky. Alright. I was not paying any attention to the fact that he was moving across the screen at me for the first part of that. I was just entirely too focused on dodging his bullshit. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. What do you even do about that, right? Just all of the projectiles. He's at about quarter health. Alright, what is the best way to dodge this? He's coming for me. Just run into that. Nope, ow. That threw me right on top of him. It's like the literal opposite of dodging him. It's at about a little less than quarter health. But now he's starting to really get me down to it. Now he's definitely less than quarter health. He's gonna start this bullshit again. Ah. Taking some hits. All right, he's at maybe 1/8 of his health. All right, thankfully he stopped his super crazy bullshit. This one I feel a little better about dodging. This nonsense. We might be screwed, y'all. Ah, too many hits. All right, hanging on. It's got like a little kiss of health left, but it's enough to kill me if I'm not careful. This is rough. Okay, hell yeah, clutched it. Alright, Void Trophy. Achievement unlocked, itch scratched. Complete every level with the itchy finger. Okay. And what's going on now? We go inside of it? Okay. Is this the end of the game? I believe it is. We rise up out of the ball pit in the thing that made the ball pit. Okay, so that's obviously why we were fighting the moon at the bottom of the ball pit, because that's what crashed down there. All right, so like, is that it, or is there something more to it, or is there credits? I guess let's see if it's calling for me to do anything else here. No. All right, so I do believe that's ball pit. At least that's every level of ball pit. Very, very awesome game. This will be in my game of the year list at the end of the year for sure. Like, this is easily top 5 that I've played. A lot of cool things that this game does. For being completely iterative in a lot of ways, it just goes to show you that iterative isn't always a bad thing, and that you can still make something unique even if it is iterative. Excited to talk a lot more about this game in my upcoming review for it. Excited to have beaten it. I'll call that my stream for tonight.